Hello everyone, I would like to talk about my scooter today. And while I do that, I'll just show you the scooter instead of showing myself. So, the time has come for this machine to retire. Tasa, baby. Klikkan koras, porkansi. Klikkan koras. So the time has come for this machine to retire. And the reason for that is, once again, I have a possible crankshaft bearing noise coming out of here. After I did a 5,000 mile review and I was saying that the scooter is okay, shortly after that I had the first bearing failure, and the pieces of the bearing ate my cylinders, and I had to do the complete engine rebuild. Now I did the 10,000 mile review, and again I said the scooter is okay, otherwise like one rebuild, and shortly after that the bearing went the second time. And the second time I don't think I want to do that job again, because after 4 years of winter riding, it's been basically a daily rider for me, with countless modifications, with lots of rust everywhere. The frame is getting tired as well. So even if I was to fix the motor, I don't think the frame would last another 2 years or 4 years that the new motor would, the motor would basically outlast the body. And there are lots of broken plastic already. I have a lot of tape, a lot of damage. The scooter went through countless modifications, experiments, and I decided that I will just sell it for symbolic price, something like 80 bucks. I'll throw in all the spare parts that I have for it, including 2 sets of tires. One of the winter tires, one set is like mud that I use for the winter time, and one set is summer tires, and then another set is on the scooter. The reason why I'm getting rid of the tires is because I bought another scooter for myself, and the other scooter has 1 inch bigger tires. So this is 12-inch tires, or wheels rather I should say, and the new scooter has 13-inch wheels, so the tires are useless for me. All this modification thing for the trailer lights. Another thing that happened just recently is I have a leaky shock absorber. Let's see if it's still leaking. Yeah, it's kind of wet. And I actually even bought a new set of shock absorbers for the scooter, and I was about to do the job, but then the bearing noise started to sound louder and louder, and eventually I don't think it's good to be riding it anymore. It still starts, it still idles, but hopefully today is the day when somebody will come pick it up, because in a couple of days the new scooter is coming. This one I bought for $1,000 including the delivery, and the new scooter it cost me $1,600 total, so basically $600 more. Now my opinion about Chinese scooters is still the same. It's okay, because the new one that I bought is also Chinese, and I actually like it that way, because that will give me a chance to learn another machine which is from China, and I already have a lot of experience with this. So I learned on this first scooter, And the second one, I will try to avoid all the mistakes I originally made. There will be a lot less experimenting and more straightforward. I know what I need. I'm gonna put it on, and it will stay on. So in that sense, I think I'm making a right decision, because getting 4 years out of this without really investing a lot of money, I think is pretty good. I think it's definitely paid for itself. And maybe a Japanese scooter would be better. I'm not arguing with that. I just don't have experience with them. This is only experience I have. But I think also the mechanical knowledge that I received from the scooter is priceless. So I'm boldly jumping into another Chinese scooter, and I'm actually ready to present it right now, even though it's coming in a couple of days. I'll just use the magic trick of YouTube and do like this, and we're gonna teletransport into the future. I almost forgot to give my theory about why this crankshaft bearing on the same side is failing. And my only explanation is that as the motor itself is 50 cubic centimeters, and I put on it a big bore kit, making it technically 72. It's also called 80cc kits. I think that extra power is just a little bit too hard for the original crankshaft to handle. So on the 50 cc's, maybe the failure would not happen like that. But this is very the time intervals are kind of interesting, that they happen after 5,000 miles. Like you hit 5,000, you can expect that your bearing is about to go bad, or maybe it's just a bad luck. But twice with 50,000 kilometer, I mean not the kilometer, 50,000 mile intervals, I think it's probably the big bore kit. That's my theory. And knowing that after 5,000 miles I can be expecting the crankshaft bearing failure, would that scare me to buy another Chinese scooter? In this case, it did not scare me, because this time I'm buying a bigger motor. So during the regular riding, the motor will not be pushed as hard, so it will never reach its constructional limit, like the 50cc motor had to do. Because not only did I exceed the limit, I actually, basically I exceeded the limit by design. By putting a big bore kit on it, you already exceed the constructional limit that it was designed for. And even with that, I was riding my scooter probably around like 80% of its capacity, reaching to 90 and 100, wide open throttle for acceleration in certain situations. So that happened very often. So the little motor was always working overtime. And with a bigger motor, keeping my riding style exactly the same, the bigger motor will probably be around 50 and 60% of its capacity during the regular usage. So according to my theory, that bearing failure on the bigger motor should not be happening to me. And if it does, well, then I'll tell you about it. Everybody have a great day. Let's go to the future. And we are back, and here it is. That's a Falcon 200 cc's. That's what it's sold as. In actuality, it has 167 cubic centimeter displacement. It's basically a 150 with a big bore kit. That's my assumption. I've been riding it a little bit, and I can tell you my first impressions of this machine. First of all, I love how it sounds, and I love how it moves. It's a really peppy little thing. So the sound is really pleasant to an ear. It basically just purrs. I had a little bit of idling regulation type of problem, but I think it's because it's not broken in yet, and now I was able to lower the RPM. So according to this, it just stays at 1000, and sometimes it kind of chokes and it may stop, but that was before. It's not really doing it anymore. Speedometer is pretty accurate. I checked it with the GPS, and I got it up to 45. I didn't push it hard yet, and actually I'm not planning on it. Now, essentially, this is almost the same as my Tao Tao that I had, but improved. First of all, the wheel size is 13 inches now. The Tao Tao had 12-inch tires. The trunk is too small for me. I already ordered the 48-liter trunk. Even my showy helmet doesn't fit in here, so that will be replaced as soon as possible. And now the air filter is paper. I was just checking the air filters. The air filter is now paper element. It's like built in, so basically, maybe more expensive to maintain because you cannot just wash it off and put it back in, but paper is more effective than the foam material that they usually have, so I consider that an improvement as well. I didn't go into the variator yet. I did try the kickstart. Kickstart seems solid. I changed the gear oil, changed the engine oil. All the adjustments are now done. I was able to put the old windshield on it. The lights greatly improved. The old Tao Taos, they had those strange looking bulbs that you couldn't find anywhere. This one looks like a regular H4 automobile bulb, and the light is better. The low beam seems to be a little bit too low. A high beam is great. So probably I should be able to adjust it a little bit. The old Tao Tao was adjustable. The seat, same thing. The seat is some kind of rubberized material, which I like. I like it more than the old one had. Now they did some improvement in the trunk area as well. Now you have a little shelf type of thing, little box over here, and then the main compartment. So it's on old Tao Tao, it just had a little platform here. Otherwise, everything is still the same. The gas is same place, same bolts that I remember. And this little almost useless thing is also here. So my first impression is I like it. I feel the quality has improved on many things. One thing with the old Tao Tao also, the floor mat never fit properly. This one doesn't have a floor mat, it has just a plastic. So this is plastic floor, and I like it better. It's neater. and with age it doesn't wear out or anything like that. Also the footrest for the rear passenger is just a curve over here, so nothing bolted in here. Old Tao Tao had like a separate piece that you could remove if you wanted to. I also like the rear light. It's kind of, I mean, I like everything about it, and it is super comfortable. Oh, one thing they did also with the turn signals, they put the on each side, so when it flashes, and the rear light is like this. This scooter also has the emission control. On the old scooter I removed it. This one actually has some kind of system, and I'm not sure how it exactly works. So it goes in here, it goes around there. So and the petcock is vacuum petcock. So I think that should be replaced with a manual petcock. It also has some LEDs, and they brought the turn signals down here. On the old Tao Tao they were right here. Another thing that they improved is this section over here. The old Tao Tao had actually a separate piece, like a side piece that you had to screw in, and they would break, and then I would have to use the plastic tape to hold them in place. In this case they made it all one piece. So now if you want, you can actually put the hand guard right on the lever on both sides, which I'm planning to do. I'm gonna put hand guards here. Otherwise, these buttons, they are all identical to the old model. So I already know this switch very well. If it fails, I'm gonna just replace it because I still have like a whole bunch of them. So this was my first impression after riding it for 15 kilometers, or roughly 10 miles. Everybody have a great day. Thank you for watching, and please follow the history of this little scooter, and I will be reporting all the breakdowns and issues with it. So far, 10 out of 10. Bye bye.